the factors affecting financial decision-making and perceived financial well-being of SMEs in the Kathmandu Valley. So this is our presentation outline, so I would like to begin. Financial decision-making and financial well-being, these two terms first gained attention in the 20th century due to modern finance and consumerism, and this attention further increased after the 2008 financial crisis. Talking about the present scenario, the information technology has revolutionized finance, making financial decision-making and financial well-being crucial for financial stability and financial security. Moreover, the COVID pandemic has brought these two concepts forefront, which has emphasized the importance of financial decision-making alongside digital financial literacy. Therefore, today, the importance of promoting financial decision-making and perceived financial well-being is now not only recognized in the developed nations such as USA, Germany, China, but also in developing countries such as Nepal, Bangladesh, Kenya, etc. So in order to gain further insights and to dig deeper into the context and concept of financial decision-making and financial well-being, I have reviewed some past literatures of different authors from different study areas. And when I reviewed and tried to understand the objectives, its findings and conclusion, I found out some research gaps. And those research gaps were limited access to financial education and resources, lack of financial inclusion with low bank account and formal credit access, and lack of government initiatives and programs to promote digital financial literacy and financial well-being. So for the purpose of addressing these gaps, research questions and research objectives were formed. The first objective was to identify the SME's general perspective on financial decision-making and perceived financial well-being. The second objective was to examine the factors that improve financial decision-making and financial well-being of SMEs in the Kathmandu Valley. And the third objective was to identify the challenges and managerial implications of the SMEs in the Kathmandu Valley. Moving on, while reviewing the past literatures, I also reviewed different theories and different conceptual models relating to my study. And among the different theories, the best suited theory for my study was a blend of goal framing theory and self-efficacy theory. This is because the goal framing theory suggests that setting specific attainable financial goals can positively impact financial decision-making, and self-efficacy theory helps to identify how individual self-confidence positively affects or negatively affects financial decision-making and financial well-being. Likewise, these were the conceptual models I analyzed from the prior studies. Therefore, after selecting the study and analyzing all these conceptual models, this is my conceptual framework. In this framework, financial skill is an independent variable, whereas financial decision-making and perceived financial well-being are dependent variables. Furthermore, digital financial literacy, financial capability, financial autonomy, and impulsivity are used as mediating variables. The given table further clarifies about my conceptual framework, its constructs, the name and number of the observed items, and alongside the sources these items were adopted from. Moving on to the research methodology for the study, explanatory research design has been used. The sampling technique was convenient sampling technique. The data was collected through structured questionnaire survey. And for the data analysis, descriptive analysis and inferential analysis was used. For the descriptive analysis, tables and charts were used, whereas for the inferential analysis, SmartPL's 4.0 software was used. For the data collection, at first the sample size was determined. The sample size of 280 respondents was taken from the SMEs in the Kathmandu Valley. And for the tools and the techniques part, at first the structured questionnaire survey was carefully drafted to address the study's objectives. Then a pilot survey was conducted with 20 persons to check the accuracy and reliability of the questions. And then finally, these questions were entered into the Kobo toolbox and data were collected through online as well as offline survey. After the data collection, data analysis technique was done through descriptive analysis and inferential analysis. Under the descriptive analysis, objective was that data analysis was done, and under the inferential analysis, two models, measurement model analysis and structural model analysis were done. Under the descriptive analysis, the first analysis is social demographic analysis. The results shows higher percentage, that is 76.43% of male business owners, and most of the respondents were married, and majority of them belong to the age group of 45 to 55 years, and most of them have bachelor's degree. Likewise, most of the data were collected from the clothing stores, and most of the business had been operating for more than 10 years, and majority of them had monthly average transaction between 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs. Now, talking about the results of the general understanding, the most common digital financial services used for the business transaction was mobile banking, and most of them acquired training of the digital financial services through self-study or informal sources, and the main factor that motivated them to adopt digital financial tool was its easiness to use, and the main purpose of utilizing the digital financial tool was to facilitate online transaction with its customers. The study also revealed that about 64% of people still use paper-based ledger or cash register for record keeping, and they have been recording and tracking their sales since 2 to 3 years. The study also revealed the challenges of financial decision making, which are budgeting and forecasting, tax compliance and regulation, technology adoption, inventory management, access to capital, and cash flow management. Despite these challenges, the respondents still believe that the financial decision making can be improved through enhancing financial literacy, using digital financial tools, government policies for financial education planning, and financial and saving plan. Moving on to the results of the inferential analysis, under the measurement model analysis, at first reliability and validity test was done, and since all the values were above the recommended threshold, the reliability and validity test was satisfied. Similarly, Fornell and Lacker criterion and STMT ratios both were checked and both were satisfied. Lastly, cross-loading was checked, and since all the diagonal items had greater factor loadings on the underlying constructs, there was no problem of cross-loading. Now moving on to the results of the structural model analysis. At first the VIF analysis was done, and since all the VIF values were within the range, the VIF analysis was checked and satisfied. Next is path analysis, and since the path analysis model is satisfactory performing because all the values of R square were adequate. After the path analysis